So guys, I want to share with you kind of a few funny stories, but also there's a really, really important lesson here. And I know a lot of us as men have done this. So I think the first time I've ever done this is when I was in grade 6. I remember I was in this relationship with a girl who was in grade 7. Now, my dumbass also didn't really understand what does it mean to date someone, what's a relationship. So I just thought this is a girl that I like and it's a girl that likes me, and that's all I thought of it. But the point was, we would hang out every now and then. We would talk over some kind of chats. I think it was Facebook. Facebook was due back then, so we were using Facebook to chat. And we didn't really go into details in terms of romantic stuff. Like, we're fucking kids, like, you know what I mean? But the point is, we never even said, like, oh, I like you, I like you, whatever. Those weird, cheesy things. We never even said those. We just kind of knew that we liked each other, and that's it, right? That's how it goes when you're a kid. But I remember listening to this one song. Yeah, I think I'll expose it. It's called All I Ever Wanted by Bass Hunter. I think it's this guy from like Nordic countries that sings it. But the point is, it's kind of an old song, but the point is, I like that song. It was very catchy and I like the lyrics. And one day on Facebook, I sent her the link to that song and I wrote, like, listen to it. And this is what I think of us or of you. And the song basically, well, you guys can go ahead and listen to it if you want, but basically it just describes how this one guy likes the girl. It's a more descriptive language of a grown-up talking about a chick he likes. The thing is, this was so out of character for me because I never actually said any of the thoughts that I thought out loud. And suddenly, when you send this kind of message to the girl, they just cringe so hard. She just kind of listens to it and she's like, okay, all right. It was the most cringiest response ever. And it makes sense, right? As guys, we think like we're so romantic, or we romanticize the girl, we fantasize about her, but we don't really say it, or we might say it over text because we're too pussy to say it in person. Especially if you're someone who wasn't very good at communicating. I was just super introverted. I couldn't get anything that I thought in my head out to the open world, and so I sent the song thinking I'm a fucking genius, right? I'm gonna send this. The song is gonna convey everything I think and feel, and I don't even have to say it. That does more harm than good. And over time, I started realizing this because I've done this from time to time, sending, a girl I like some kind of song, or I know some guys, they write some kind of love notes, poems, whatever you want to do that you think is kind of creative. But here's the thing, it's super, super weird. And you paint the wrong picture of you because if you're already not expressing that, if you're not that guy already, you haven't said those things from your own mouth yourself, getting a song to sing that for you by another guy, by some artist, it just comes off as you're such a pussy. You can't even be forward. You can't even say what's on your mind. It is the least manly trait. And so I didn't realize that I was doing these things all along. And that's kind of what got me friend zoned by those girls, or stopped liking me because this guy's just weird now and he's a little clingy. And I don't know what to say to that because it's just too much, right? Why is he sending me these explicit songs that explain all these things about how much this guy likes her, and you just add your name to it, like, yeah, this is what I think. Super weird, right? So, one thing that you have to learn, there's nothing wrong with sending a romantic song to a girl you like. But you have to do it as an extra. You've already said all those things. You're already that guy. You've established that this is the guy that she's with. You've established that she knows you more. And maybe just as an extra gesture to show something to her, another side that you couldn't really put into words, but this artist did, and you can attach that in a way to you that, hey, this is what I think, and put that in a song and send that to her. Okay, it's just one romantic gesture. This doesn't paint the entire picture about you because you've already painted the whole narrative about you in her head. She knows who you are. One song isn't gonna stand out that much, but it might be like a little nice gesture. That's it. That's all it is. It's like a couple nice words in there. If you don't talk and you don't say these things already, if you're so reserved, you don't know how to put these into words, you're such a cuck, you know what I mean? If you don't know how to put this out there, well, guess what? Do not send the fucking song. It's gonna make things worse. Say those things first, save all the lovey-dovey songs, that kind of stuff for later. But it's gotta come from you first. You have no idea how many times it was so cringe. I used to do this thinking, I already said this, but I'm just gonna keep saying it. I thought this was so good, but it was just so cringy. The girls afterwards, they would not see me the same way anymore. Not because they thought, wow, what a Chad, what a cool guy. He sent me the song and this is what he thinks about me. No, they're like, wow, he can't even say that himself. Like, why is he one kind of person on the outside, and then suddenly he sends me this super explicit thing, and now two and two don't go together, and who even is this guy? Is there a side of him I don't know, and it's kind of weird? Why can't he express himself? By the way, if you guys have issues expressing yourself, you don't know how to bring out that part of you that's expressful, that's confident in what you say. I literally teach you this in my school that I'm building, where I force you to unlock the extroverted side of you. Especially if you're an introvert, this is huge value to you, because you will literally go through life and be able to flip the switch as an extrovert when you need it to be, whenever you're in front of people, whenever you're talking to a person you don't know, not just with your own close friends, that you can actually voice your ideas. So that's worth checking out for you 100%. But other than that, the move is not to send your crush some kind of love song, especially written by somebody else. All of that is so cringe. It's unbelievable. Every time I see guys do this, and to be honest with you guys, there's a certain type of person that does this. It's usually someone who's very, very, very introverted, very reserved. Like myself, I was like this too, and in a way, I'm still very introverted, and I really like my alone time. But on the other side of things, you need to understand that socially or externally, that just looks weird. Maybe in your head, it's a good idea, but if those things were not established before, it's super weird. And every time I did these things, I got punished. And what I mean by that, and I'm going to put that in the title, what I mean by being punished is the fact that the chick would treat me differently after, or she would like me less, she would respect me less, she would see me as lesser, as some kind of fan of her. This is the number one way to get friend zoned. If you want to get friend zoned by your crush, go ahead and just send her that song that you've been listening to. That's that love song that kind of goes in your head and you relate to it. Send her that song. I guarantee you, you're going to be in the friend zone sooner than later. You will be. Because the opposite thing of what a man should do is go and through the back door, where you can't just come up to her and be like, I like you, can I have your number, or we should date. That is so cool. Even if she says no, let her reject you. Don't reject yourself. Don't try to go through the back door and be like, all right, here's a song that I think will express my feelings to you. And the worst thing, after she listens to it, you're writing expecting some kind of grand answer from her, like, so what do you think? And she's just like, nice song. Or, oh, that's cute. That's the worst. If she says, oh, that's cute, she now sees you as a fan. You're her fan. Girls do not date her fans. That's something cocks do. Sooner or later, if that was, let's say you guys are older, fans pay the girls, like OnlyFans girls, they pay them money, but they don't date them. They might get a bit of attention from her. Why do you want her attention anyway? You don't even want that. You want to be with her, you don't want her attention. You know what I mean? So, just be more straightforward. Do not send weird backdoor shit. The only time it's okay to send lovey-dovey, cheesy shit is when you've already established that you are the man. You've told her everything that you think already of her. Only then, those things act as a bonus, something to spice it up. Like, hey, today I listened to a song, kind of reminded me of you. Shoot it there, expect no response. That's it. And she might be like, oh, wow, that's so romantic. You haven't said these things to me in a while. Whatever. That is so much better than not saying anything and then sending a song and expecting some kind of reply. She will see you as a fan. She will very quickly friend zone you. And you'll just be stuck like, why does she not like me? And she will ask you for a ride to her crush's house. And you'll drop her off and she'll be like, bye-bye, thanks for dropping me off. And you're sending her all these love songs. And guess what? She's going to that guy's house. And he's going to do whatever he wants with her and to her. So, sad reality, but it's not really sad because you're just miscalculating it. Once again, you're just miscalculating it. It's not her that's weird and doesn't appreciate that. It's that you're the weird guy. This is not socially acceptable. And women are very socially attuned to how someone should be or what's normal behavior. Men are a little bit more wild, right? And so it's not going to be received very well, you sending her some kind of deep feelings that you've kept inside, and suddenly you spill it all out. And you think she's going to just like you back for that. That's just weird. Anyway, thanks for watching.